Alright, what's good? Recently, people have asked me what the hell is a CK pickup. So we're going to get into this a little bit, just a brief overview of two examples. The white truck here is a 1998 Chevy 2500 single cab long bed. Our green truck here is a 97. It's a C1500. The C in this case means a two-wheel drive vehicle, and the K means a four-wheel drive vehicle. Now, while these two trucks may be, different models or whatever, they have a lot of stuff in common. So we'll take a look at some of the things that they do have in common first. Inside the 98 2500, we have our dash, heater controls, cluster, so you can get kind of an idea. Sorry about the mess. Someone's been really just kind of letting the truck go. We're not going to name any names. It was the wife. And here in the 1500, you can kind of see that everything's pretty much the same inside. So for example, the heating and air conditioning system, they're basically identical between the trucks. We're going to have a pretty in-depth thing coming up here for the blower and stuff like that on the white truck. But the same things in that 98 2500 would be exactly identical to this 97 1500. And they would also apply to the K-series trucks as well. So pretty much everything you see in the dash and stuff, they pretty much apply to both vehicles. Let's go under the hood. So this 97 has the 4.3 Vortec. Let's take a look down there. Stuff like the thermostat housing with that stupid wire. That's the same setup that we had over there in the white truck. Get a good look at some of the stuff in the engine compartment. Pretty much the same. Even when we did like the cooling system overhaul on the white truck, the 2500, the same stuff would apply here. This one has those trans cooler lines like the radiator on the other one, but it does not have the oil lines. So some differences, but for the most part the procedures were the same. You can even see on this one, there's our temp sensor for the gauge on the dash. Here's a cruise control module we did on the 2500, pretty much exactly the same. So even with different engines, a lot of the procedures that you see cover both trucks. So quick view of the 5.7. If you guys have been watching recent videos, you've seen this truck a couple times now. Again, cruise module, computer, brake stuff, pretty much the same. So a lot of things that we show, that I label CK pickups can apply to several makes and models over several years. So while we do have kind of an idea of the similarities between the two, let's take a look at some of the differences. Start here on the front wheels. On the 1500, we have your just regular 5-lug Chevy wheels, nothing special. Come over here to the 2500. We've got the big ass 8-lug wheels. Pretty much for the most part, the differences in the 1500s and the 2500s are going to be on the drive line. I don't know if you guys can see that, but just quick look at the brakes. I mean, these have 15-inch drums for the rear brakes in this thing. This is on the 2500. Another diff. Here we've got the rear diff, pretty big. I'm kind of just gauging this while laying sideways while filming it. Looks like a 12.5-inch rear diff cover. So like I said, most of the differences, at least between the 1500 and the 2500s, are going to be driveline related. So bigger rear in this. I believe this one also has the 4L80 transmission. Our green truck over there has the 4L60 Classic. So you can see we have the smaller drums on the 1500. Kind of eyeballing this differential. Looks like we have a 10-inch casing. I mean, I don't really know what the gearing is in this or how big the ring gear is, but you can just tell by looking at it, it's obviously smaller. Again, like I said on this one, 4L60 you know, the drive line's a little bit, I don't want to say wimpier, it's still solid, but it's a lighter duty than the 2500 is. Now another thing about these trucks is a lot of parts are interchangeable between the two. This kind of goes a lot with, you know, labeling videos 96 to 98 CK pickups, because what can apply to the 2500 in a lot of cases will also apply to the 1500. You know what I'm saying? You can see this thing is a rust machine under here, but we don't have it for that, so it's all good in the hood. So, like I said, there's some similarities here that, you know, I can kind of group them together, 96 to 98, and CK, 1500, 2500. Anytime there's going to be a similarity, that's how they're going to be, you know what I'm saying, titled. You know what I mean? It's not, you know, trying to just do stuff to get views or whatever by grouping a whole bunch of shit together. For instance, when we do brakes on that 2500, it's going to be Chevy C 2500 rear brakes, because it's going to be totally different than the little dinky brakes on this 1500. You know what I'm saying? Same with anything on that drive line. Anything that we do that's only going to apply to the 2500s is going to be titled appropriately. You know what I'm saying? You know, the similarities, most of the stuff on the interior and stuff, you know, it's pretty much going to apply to both. Even the changing the oil between the C and K series, they're going to be specific to the vehicle, because the 4.3 or 5.7 two-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, the oil filters are different and they're in different locations. So, you know, it wouldn't apply to both of them. You know what I mean? Even with this 1500 being extended cab, short bed, and the 2500 being single cab, long bed, still is it going to make a difference, you know, for a lot of the components or whatever. You know what I mean? This was kind of inspired because, you know, someone had asked me, you know, what the hell is a CK pickup? I don't know what that means, you know, because I'm not going to label it, you know, changing the radiator in a C2500. If it applies to more than one vehicle, I'm going to label it, you know, like I said, I'm going to label it accordingly, you know what I mean? You know, I've had people say, I have a 1997 Chevy Silverado, you know, and what the difference is there is I think they had the Cheyenne, the Silverado, and the Scottsdale as the trim levels, kind of like how the Trailblazer had like the LS and the LT and the LTZ. It's the same deal. That doesn't mean that you have a Chevy Silverado from 97. You have a 1500 with the Silverado package, which might give you stuff like chrome bumpers or just different, you know, cosmetic differences. You know what I'm saying? I think I covered the gist of what I wanted to say for these videos. This is really meant to start the CK repair playlist. It's kind of like an intro to the CK trucks, and that's where it's going to go. If I can think of anything else that I want to add as far as similarities and differences, I'm going to put them right now. No, right now. So there you have it. A little introduction to the CK pickups. Kind of give you guys an idea. I think, now don't quote me on this, but I think that the newer style like this with the redesigned dash and all that stuff did start in like late 95. So it is possible that some of this stuff would apply to the 95 and earlier GMT 400s. But I think to be safe, I'd rather just say it applies to 96 and up. I don't want a 95 owner coming up and saying, hey, you fucking asshole, you mislabeled your video to get more views, you know what I mean? Because we don't roll like that, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, thanks for watching. If you're just joining us here for the CK playlist, this was the intro. So thanks for watching. You like what you see, subscribe to my shit. I taught a plush pal how to read wiring diagrams. Fuck yeah.